Hello everybody peeps, and let's start our
Good
goal.
morning, good afternoon, good noon. Oh, me goddess.
Hello everybody pips in it. Oh my goodness gracious me.
All right.
What a ton of people. Oh, hello Logan, hello Gilda, hello Sean, hello Savannah, hello Geraldine. Geraldine's rejoined our sweep team.
Welcome
Thank you,
back.
Geraldine. Hello Wendy, hello Susan, hello Lizette and Cass and Yoff and our Laurie and Jess and oh my goodness, and Helena and Kimberly. My goodness, everybody's coming in thick and fast. Well, good morning all. Good morning, good noon. So we have a cunning plan. We have a cunning plan. So our goal we've set up for 10 super chats today, of any value, all right? And we were having a little thought that we might set up a book club, yeah? Something cool and trendiferous, something new and wonderful and exciting. So, because you get bored with me just whittering on with stories. Although for those of you in the academy, I did Gothai, Lasso Gothai. It's like the end of clay, isn't it? So it's going to be Gothai, because a double D is a th, so Gothai. Cat Gothai. That's what I did last night, in case you were wondering.
All right, so I'll explain because he'll just walk around in circles.
I'll drink coffee. Maybe that's what I need to do. I'll drink coffee. She'll explain.
So we think that Mondays would be a cool day to say if we get our goal of super chats, we'll do a book club that Monday night. So if we get our 10 super chats today, we'll start a book club tonight.
Yay.
And you don't have to have the book. We will read it to you and discuss it as we go. So we have all kinds of books that we could do this with. Some you may have heard of and some you may have not. But we will start tonight if we get the 10 super chats, and we'll just do a chapter in whatever book and move along. So that's what we're talking about. So every Monday on Magical Monday, if we reach our goal of 10 super chats, because YouTube will love us then,
well, it does help.
we will give back our time by starting a book club with you guys in the evenings on Mondays. And if you can't watch on Monday evening, it'll be public, so you can always go back and have a look at it. All right.
So we
really
are
have 4.
Yeah, but 2 people started before we did.
You can't not count them.
Okay, but it would be great if we meet our goals. So,
Oh, you're saying that YouTube won't count?
Yeah, YouTube don't count them is the bugger. If we can meet our goal, this is a really cunning thing. It's not honestly anything you can, but I think it's got to be like 199 or over to count or whatever.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I just
whatever.
know it's a big game. Like
it is. It's
getting,
play the algorithm game.
Yeah, getting YouTube to put your stuff out there is a really fun game. But we want to try to get a little mainstream, and we want to, again, the purpose of this is to be able to build a community and a safe place where people can come and learn. And I think going forward, you're going to find that the social media you are used to now may not quite be that way.
Not quite the same.
In the coming months. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, guys. Guys, we're doing great guns.
So, there's, again, I look at the astrology and I go, my goodness, what is all this?
It's chaotic, to say the least.
So, I think I'm going to light this
candle
candle for a little bit of strength.
A bit of protection.
As we talk about this,
thank you.
This crazy.
People are sending us super chats. Thank you. This is fun.
All right.
We can bust their algorithm, can't we?
Yes, we can.
Oh,
Yay!
hey.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So let me just say that I've been barking about this since last summer. People who have been following the Magical Monday podcasts, or new people, if you want to go back to like July or August and start ratcheting through the Magical Mondays, feel free to, because I've been talking about this particular time of year, spring of 2025, for quite a while.
Haven't you? I remember a year ago. Oh,
yeah,
my goodness gracious me, guys.
I am certainly not saying that I am the almighty astrologer and the only person that could interpret this star language, because I'm certainly not. You could go out and kind of corroborate this with other well-known astrologers. But basically the writing is on the wall. Now, I know we're all familiar with the term third time is the charm. And I know we're all familiar with the term trouble comes in threes, and I spoke a tiny bit about that the last couple of weeks as well. But if we see like we have a planet coming, and then it goes retrograde,
Goes back again.
and then it goes back again, it has crossed that point 3 times. Thank you, thank you.
Oh, guys, you are super. We love
So
you guys.
we're coming to this interesting...
Confluence. Would that be the word?
I don't know.
Where so much comes together for the first time.
You know, I've given all kinds of different scenarios. I've said we're riding on a highway and the speed keeps increasing and the lanes keep increasing and the traffic is now coming in different directions, and then there's stopped traffic.
It's
That's
like
been like
navigating an asteroid field.
chaos that we had between November and now. I've also likened it to being on a roller coaster cart that's slowly being ratcheted towards the top peak, and you know what's coming and you can't find your seatbelt.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
So there's that kind of thing going on. But in all seriousness, the next chunk of this is the big chunk, right? We know that 0 degrees Aries, or the sign of Aries, is considered the beginning of the zodiac. We've heard the term April Fools before they changed the calendar. That astronomical time of the cardinal sign, 0 degrees Aries, East, spring, Easter, Eostra, estrogen, the vibrancy, fertility of life, all the kind of stuff that we talked about for Ostara, or Albin Eiler, the height of light, height of air.
You guys keep flashing the lights. We thank you for that.
Yes, that's
it's
lovely.
Awesome. It's awesome.
We want YouTube to like us.
We do. We're actually trying to do our very best to be less of a well-kept secret, and you guys really help.
So what I do is, for major events, like the new moon, I'm calling that a major event now because we have this Aries time. So for the Aries new moon, it's going to happen on Saturday the 29th at 6:57 a.m., so just before 7 o'clock. And I run the chart to find out that that's, of course, Aries rising.
Oh, well.
Because it's in the sunrise part of the day.
Ha, ha.
So this is kind of a real focus on that Martian energy, that Mars energy, right? Because Aries is ruled by Mars. So we have the sun in Aries and the moon in Aries. That's how we get a new moon. And they're at 9 degrees, again, which we have this hermit's wisdom of the Merkaba, right?
As within, so without.
And the ascendant is at 12 degrees, which means that all of these things that are piled up are in the 12th house. And for people who know astrology, this is simple. It's the house of self-undoing. But it's a little more than that. I've kind of called it the house of the exalted prisoner, meaning that sometimes we tell ourselves things that may not be true, but it kind of keeps us stuck. So Saturday morning, during this new moon, there is, of course, an eclipse.
Should we like kneel down and cover our heads or something?
Well, it's really very fascinating. So there's an eclipse because we have that nodal shift And the new moon is very close to the nodes. That's when
We hit our goal.
Oh my God!
Oh, well, thank you, guys. Thank
Wow.
you. Well, that I think we did that in record time.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, the book club's on.
Book club's on. We'll
Book
see you at
club's
8
on.
o'clock.
We'll see you at 8.
All right. So, Sun and Moon, 9 degrees Aries.
Oh, my goodness gracious me.
Wow.
We have... I don't know what this is, but it's flashing at the bottom, telling to say something, so something.
Oh, wow. Something. 25 months.
Well, you
Whoa,
know, Savannah,
go Savannah.
you're just awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And yes, say you're something. You did say you're something.
All right. So in the 12th house, we have Sun. Let me shine some light on it. Moon. What's your depths of your emotions? Eclipse. Let's get rid of some shit. Mercury, 0 degrees Aries. Again, the start of a cycle for Mercury, but it's retrograde. So we're going to get the charm out of that soon. So that's in the 12th house. But then we also have Neptune, 29 degrees. Venus, 28 degrees. North Node, 27 degrees. And Saturn, 24 degrees Pisces. So they are considered conjunct because you would give a little wider than the 3-degree orb. So Neptune, 29 degrees is definitely conjunct Venus at 28. But we would also feel the conjunction of the Neptune-Saturn dance that's going on. So this means in the 12th house, on the morning of the new moon and the eclipse, Aries rising, we have Sun, Moon, Mercury, Neptune, Venus, North Node, and Saturn. So we
All
have
in the 12th house?
all in the 12th house. So
Oh,
we have
God, no.
lessons and restrictions. What are you going to do with the tools in your toolbox? What do you value and how do you value it? What's an illusion that you want to tear down? How are you going to communicate this illusion without being aggressive? And what do you want to start for the start of the astronomical year that we had at Ostara?
How do you feel about it?
All right, so that's interesting. But wait, there's more. It's like Ronco today.
Oh, nice.
We know that Mars is in Cancer, right? So Mars is in Cancer, and that's the mama bear syndrome, right? Mars, the aggressor, the one who wants to activate, the one who wants to push, the one who wants to go, the one who wants to drive their passions forward, is hosting Cancer. Let's see, my idea of a favorite date would be you coming to my house. We'll cook dinner together and watch a movie.
Or isn't my favourite date April 14th? It's just warm enough that you don't necessarily need a jacket.
Oh, dear God. That's from Miss Congeniality. He likes to distract. Anyway, well, Mars is going to be at 22 degrees Cancer. So Mars is trining those Piscean things. But a trine is a good thing. A trine gives us positive energy to figure it out. So here we may feel restricted and trying to figure out what to do and trying to figure out what's an illusion and trying to let go of something that doesn't serve us and trying to start a new routine or a new cycle. And we have Mars, who wants to drive that forward, in Cancer, who wants to nurture us and mother us and help us find answers. That's pretty good. But there's always two sides to the story.
Always.
We really are on Al Ghul watch now. All right. So again,
Don't
preaching
lose
to
your
the
head.
choir, those of you who've heard before about Al Ghul, the fixed Arabic star, which we get the word decapitated from.
Ghoulish.
Ghoulish, right? So if we think about this little sentence, right? If we translated farm from ancient Arabic, we don't actually get the word farm. We get the understanding of how to harness nature for sustenance. So when we get the word decapitate, we don't just necessarily mean, King Charles is going to decapitate Trump, but we
There's a thought.
we mean that people are going to start really losing their minds. Well, we're getting the third time is the charm, right? This little dance of Uranus, chaos, panic, and disorder, had its first go in July, and then it went backwards we saw it again in November, lovely election, and now we're going to get the third time is the charm in April. But Uranus is at 24 degrees and it's direct right now, and Algol is at 25 degrees. So we can definitely feel this. It's not at its perfection, which means they are completely in the same spot, but it's close enough now that we are really starting to see the zombie apocalypse. And my prediction as we go forward is...
Be careful on the roads is what I want to say. It's like, I don't know what's happened to people. They seem to have lost the ability to drive, you know?
All right. I really think that as we head towards the Mars-Pluto opposition, right? Pluto, age of Aquarius, we want everything to be perfect. We want humanity to know and see. We want to expose all these truths.
Right.
Is going to be in an opposition with Mars when Mars gets back into Leo. So, Mars, aggressive action, passion. Leo, fame, get it out there. Did you see me?
Did you see me?
Right? Is going to oppose Pluto, who wants to expose the secrets.
Here's an interesting one. Our average view duration has just hit 11 minutes and 11 seconds.
I don't like 11:11. Anyway,
just one of those synchronicities.
So as the truth starts to come out, as we start to see things come forward and bits and pieces come out of puzzle pieces that we have to put together, you know, like different people disappearing off the planet, and, you know, different threats being made to cover things up, or different threats being made to expose something. This is going to be tantamount to what's happening over these next few weeks. All right. Maybe we're just hacked into.
We just had a little blip there. I think we just momentarily disappeared from the screen. Just for a second.
Yeah. So the closer we get to this Algol perfection, where Uranus reaches 25 degrees, it's at 24 now, moving direct, you're going to see a lot of people just check out. And again, I don't just mean like physically die or be killed, which is a possibility, but you may also see them like check out mentally or check out emotionally, you know? So over these next 5 weeks, it may be that you lose some people, meaning that they just shut down. They cannot deal with the energy.
Yeah.
And the fixed signs, I believe, are going to be affected most, which are Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, because a lot of this stuff is happening
in fixed signs
as we go into April. Right now, the cardinal signs, right? Mars in Cancer, all the things that we had in Aries that I spoke about, the cardinal signs are getting it, and the mutable signs to some degree, no pun intended, as everything is in like the death throes of Pisces there, right?
Right.
But as we move forward and that Algol activation starts and that Mars-Pluto opposition starts, and you kind of look at those, you have 3 of the 4 fixed signs, right? You have Pluto in Aquarius, Mars in Leo.
This off because I get right up my nostril, yes.
Pluto in Aquarius, Mars in Leo, and Algol in Taurus. The kind of missing sign there is Scorpio, which may be the answer to the issues. And Scorpio is that depth of soul and that depth of the psyche, and again trying to be the ultimate spy who exposes the truth. So
there's some stuff going to come out.
Aries
There's such a head of steam built at this moment in time.
These next few weeks, as we move through Aries into Taurus, it's going to be very intense, and you're going to, again, to see some people check out. Some literally, some mentally, some emotionally.
Some will just check into a loony bin. You know?
Right? No, they'll just be the zombie apocalypse because they can't cope. Right? I mean, some of us who have had to be counsel or need to be painfully aware. I said to him this morning, I feel like the band on the Titanic must have felt. I'm just going to pretend nothing's wrong and keep playing. And that's kind of like the energy that we have of this Al Ghul illusion from Neptune. And, you know, you've got to live your life. You can't just lock yourself in the closet. But Jesus, you know? All right.
On a bike.
So again, I'm going to say to you, I hope that I'm wrong, but the interpretation, how I read this celestial stuff that's going on, is that there's going to be some big uprising, that we're going to see a ton of marches, and we know that April 5th, that Saturday, they're calling for marches in Washington and marches on the Capitol of every state capitals that we know is happening. But we're going to see more of that and more of these town hall things. We're going to see a real focus on civil rights. We're going to see trade wars, unfortunately. We're going to see cyber war. We're going to see probably supply chain and food chain interruptions, right? And we know that there's a lot of things going on already, but they're going to reach the click, click, click top of the roller coaster and fly down. So again, I'll tell you, get a couple of months. You've got about a week or so now before we get into this really intense crazy. So if you could get your supplies in this week, extra pet food if you have pets, extra coffee, sugar, essentials, flour, whatever. If I'm wrong, the worst that happens is you don't have to buy them for a couple of months. But if I'm right, you won't be terribly inconvenienced. But the writing on the wall looks fairly serious at this point. We don't know what's coming. And I'm not trying to be a doom and gloom person, but I fear that the majority of people are seriously underreacting, thinking that somebody else will just take care of it.
No, we have to become self-rescuing princesses, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Ain't no knight in shining armour coming. It's down to us.
Power to the people.
And it is. Isn't that a very Aquarian thing? It is the whole Aquarian independence kind of thing. The breaking down of massive conglomerates, into smaller pieces. You probably want that back, don't you?
I need the full moon, the new moon chart for, God knows where it is now. I just shoved it in here. I need the new moon chart for class. There we go. Because Wednesday night we have our moon through the natal chart.
Oh God, we're back to that now.
Wednesday night, yeah.
We're doing lots now, aren't we?
Right,
we're doing lots and lots of fun stuff.
The cards that I have out here,
do you wish me to hold them up?
Are all part of the new moon, right? So the new moon is a 9.
I'm trying. It's difficult.
It's not really. You could do one at a time.
Okay.
All right.
Hermit.
The Hermit's a 9. So this is looking into the light, looking at what's being lit up, sun-moon conjunction. Okay. This card is also a 9, the moon, and this I would say is more like your Neptune-Saturn conjunction. What is a real lesson to learn, and what is an illusion trying to force you to incarcerate yourself? And then Aries is very predominant at this time. So we need to try to ground ourselves and focus and use that strength and wisdom. And these are what we're being offered for these next, they don't all 3 fit.
They don't?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's why I had them like that.
I'm sorry.
Started to wrinkle the bottom, and perfectionist me couldn't have that.
Can't do that.
All right.
Can't do it.
So this is what we have for our new moon energy, and you definitely want to pay attention.
Yeah. Savannah's asking, when can we breathe again? Well, keep breathing.
August.
Keep breathing, because it's the secret of a long life is continuing to breathe.
I'm afraid August. But even if something were to come to light today, it would take a little bit of time.
Oh yeah, because you've got to go through the whole gamut of absolute denial before anything becomes actually proven,
All right,
And-
so, oh wow, good thing, Saturday Psychic Fair. Perfect day to come to the shop.
There
Yes.
you go. Thank you for the shameless plug.
How am I... Can you read? I can't see with my glasses on.
Where are you?
Underneath
How can I
Helena's-
lose what I've lost so long ago? Well, that's a given, Logan, yeah.
How
But
can you lose what you've lost?
he lost his mind.
Oh, okay. I'm a fixed sign. And
I've been stepping back for sanity's sake more and more. Yeah, no, I get
Yeah.
that. I totally get it. I do.
I know these changes are needed, but when will we be able to breathe? August. If no one will save us, we will save ourselves. Starve the rich. They need our money. Exactly.
They do, money and labour, because, they haven't replaced everybody with robots yet.
Right.
It's interesting. It is interesting. But, I mean, only by public uprising and massive civil disobedience, not violence. I'm not condoning violence.
No violence.
There
It's
is no
absolutely
need-
important that
Yeah.
we do not have violence. But we have a voice.
Yeah.
People say to me, well, I can't physically march. I can't. Everyone can do something. You can turn off your Amazon Prime. You can boycott the big box stores. You can shop local. You can pay cash so you aren't tracked. There are things everyone at every level of fitness can do.
Yeah. And what the hell happened there? Wow. Okay. Is that okay? We'll see whether that joined on. Okay, there's some weird shit going on just then. That was the whole YouTube just completely rebooted. So
Whoa.
maybe they don't like us.
Are you guys still there?
I think hopefully everybody's there. It's showing that. So
Can somebody just say, yes, we're still up? Because that was kind of freakish. Wow, okay.
Cash is king, Geraldine says. Well, yeah, but I mean, there may be a delay because we're 27:31 and we're 27:41, so we're 10 seconds adrift. Yeah,
All right.
apparently Kimberly says we can see.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is going to be more and more. You're going to see cyber attacks, hacking. You're going to see, I think, places like Amazon, X, banking industry. A lot of things are going to be under scrutiny, under exposure, and some interesting things are going to go on. So get to a point where you could be self-sufficient for a bit, build community. We've been saying that, but really pay cash. Pay cash not just because you don't want to feed MasterCard and Visa and all those credit card companies, but pay cash so they don't know where you're shopping or what you're buying.
There is that.
And save the ma and pa's because
Please, because we're one.
because they're working to get rid of the Consumer Protection Agency. We have gotten notice from our credit card processor that everything is going up.
Yep.
So they're going to charge more per transaction and more percentage to
Process card.
process the cards, and they're
Why?
going
Because
to
they can.
hold the funds for an extra 24 hours because this way they can put all that money into a pool and get interest. So not only will you not get your money the next day, you'll get it the following day, which means Thursday's deposits won't go until Monday.
It's lovely.
So little businesses are being screwed, blued, and tattooed, and big businesses are trying to scrape things. So no credit cards, no big box stores, no DoorDash internet crap. Shop local.
Go make some friends in the community.
Do your research. Yeah. Think about where, do I know a dairy farm? Where could I get some milk if I needed milk? How much of whatever do I use? and maybe I'll get a couple of weeks ahead on that. Just be smart. Be smart and lie low, you know, and take care of your community.
Well, you know, they always put the price up, Logan. I'm not going to read what you wrote because you're being rude again. Don't be rude. He said, you know, manners, be manners. So, cash is king. The dollar is king, except the dollar won't be king because, unfortunately, with our global standing, I would expect to see the dollar replaced as the international reserve currency with the euro, to be honest.
Right.
So if we continue alienating ourselves on the world stage...
There's a lot of stuff going on we don't have access to as well.
Yeah, so. Russian spy in the White House, it's quite clear. So anyway. Moving on.
Moving on, it's time for readings.
Yes. But no, seriously, guys, just to finish up, it's so important that we maintain a sense of community, that we do look out for one another. You know, the old adage, have you seen smoke in your neighbour's chimney kind of thing. You know, all of the powers that be are trying desperately to divide us and polarize us against each other, but this is the United States of America. So if we stand together, we are indivisible. You know, literally, we are indivisible. They cannot incarcerate the entire population. You know,
that would be difficult.
They can't do it. So do not underestimate the power of people in large groups. You know, so there you go. Anyway, we got karaoke coming up, but that's another thing for another day.
Why did you decide to say that?
I don't know. I think that's fun.
All right. Yeah, we're all looking forward to that.
We're planning it at the moment.
We want to try to have something really fun every month.
Community. There you go.
So, you know, we had the Mari thing, and we have Witch Go sometimes, and we decided to do karaoke at Bad Seed on the 18th. Again, like the Titanic band, we're just going to keep going while the ship is sinking.
I'll be breaking out some life rafts, believe me.
Oh, goddess. All right. So you're first for Logan.
Logan! All right. There you go, mate. Felt run through lately? Felt some stabbing pains in parts of your body?
Wow.
There is always hope. There is always hope. Just know that. If you look closely at this person's fingers here, they've got the same benediction as the Hierophant, you know, which is the bringing forth life. So I just want to say this.
You may feel down and out, but the sun is going to rise.
You know, you have to understand, New Age struggles to be born, the Old Age is dying, now is the time of monsters, but you have to be the light, mate. You have to be the light. Look, the light is rising here. It is a horrible time, and I know you're tormented. I know that. I know personally and privately you've expressed, you know, your fears to me and to others, and I totally get it. But understand,
There's always hope.
That you have to find something stronger than fear, because fear weakens your resolve, you know? Fear weakens your resolve. So don't be angry, don't be mad, and try not to be fearful, or accept that there's cause to be fearful, but overcome it anyway. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? That's the really important thing, you know? It's I don't know why, but I've got that song, The Great Mandala, stuck in my head.
Yes, it's a beautiful song.
And that is really very much the parallel about protesting, you know, at this, you know, when we faced a really difficult time, you know, before.
Gilda.
Anyway.
We have to keep going.
Yes.
Gilda. Ooh. A really important message is coming regarding a health situation. And I think it's going to be really good news, like some sort of big relief, and something that will allow you to start really moving forward. So expect some news for the new moon.
There you go.
Sean
Connery. Oh, mate. I love this card. There's so much on this card. Came up a couple of times yesterday. This very much is the it's almost like start again, because it's, you know, a 10 is a 1, so it's a new beginning. But look at the heritage and the lessons that there is so much in this card. Even off to the side here, I don't know if you've noticed it, you can see the tower. The tower card is off to the side there. So all of these lessons that have been assimilated through the journey are now available for you to utilize. These are, you've filled in your spheres, if you will, on the Kabbalah kind of thing. It's almost like the game of Trivial Pursuit, you know, where you have to add those cheeses. So also, this is an observatory. So there's more, again, looking up to the stars. Look up to the stars, you know. I think you're in a time of extremely profound personal growth, and more so now that you are able to instill that in others. And that is a good thing, my friend.
All right, Savannah.
Share the knowledge.
Ooh.
Hey, that's a good one.
So here we have the 4 fixed stars, the 4 fixed signs, and the dancer moving out into the world. So again, I'm going to say you may have felt like you're standing on the threshold of something, stuck in that place where you can't go backwards into what's old and not quite ready to go forwards into what's new. But look to your opposite sign. Look to that Scorpio energy and read up about Scorpio and see what their strengths and traits are and how you could apply them to moving forward.
Did you put Taylor on there as well? She joined.
When did she come? After Donna?
Oh, Taylor joined, I think, after Donna. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't. We'll get to. Apologies if we've got this. Though. It's like everybody came at once, and it's
Geraldine.
Geraldine.
Ooh.
Not a bad card. Not a bad card at all. There's, you know, connect to that old soul wisdom within you, and try to allow your intuition to guide you. Okay, I think you're very good at sometimes just getting sucked into the muggledom of the craziness around you, but you're very intuitive, young lady. So start to perhaps allow that intuition to factor into your thought process, if you will.
All right, Susan.
You're all for Susan.
Susan. Kind of the same sort of message for that I gave Savannah. But this card is interesting because it really screams Jupiter and Sagittarius to me. But we know that it has been assigned to the sign of Cancer. But I think this is a message for you of movement, right? And if we look at the Sphinx, the black and white Sphinx here, they're kind of like the lovers transformed. And the lovers were knowledge and courage and those kind of things. So I feel like you are going to be able to expand upon the things you want to expand upon. And you are going to be able to step back from some of the things that you don't have the energy for. So think about what is important to you and how you want to feed that, and think about what is not useful and how you want to starve that. Okay.
Who I got?
Lizette.
Lizette. Decisions. Should I? Shouldn't I? Unfortunately, this has got you into a little bit of a Freddie Fulcrum mode.
But there's a new moon.
Oh yes, there's a new moon. That shows something. We're at a slack tide. But again, we've got that demarcation of a key line between, like, here, should I attempt to dominate nature, or should I go with nature? Curiouser and curiouser. You can see more than you think you're letting on. Because if you look really closely on this card, you see her eyes peeking out just underneath the blindfold there. Just remember, life is not a fire and forget scenario. It's not you got one shot at it and that's it.
Nice.
You have the ability to test and adjust, you know? So you can't sit there forever, you know? You got to move forwards, and it doesn't really matter which one of the two, especially if it's almost irreconcilable, if it's almost like I can't really decide. But it's more important that you move and do something. And then if as the great prophet Led Zeppelin said, there may be two paths you can go by, but you can always change the road you're on. Hopefully that makes some sense to you. Yes. Stairway to Heaven.
Cass.
Am I allowed to do that? No stairway.
Cass. Okay. Choices and decisions.
A lot of that coming up.
Well, I think figure out what you'd like to set in motion for the new moon, for the start, for the astronomical beginning of something. Sometimes there are so many things that we're paying attention to, we can't really pay attention, if that makes any sense. So I think this card says, okay, get in balance, make your lists, get things sorted, and then pick something to focus on, and try to let the other things get into the back seat, and focus on the one thing that's the most important. Then focus on the next important thing. Kind of like priority, I think, is going to help you, because if not, I think you're going to be overwhelmed. All right. Yoff.
Yoff! Yoff, yoff, yoff. Oh, hey. I think this is a little warning to you, mate, that don't let somebody steal your thunder, especially if you come up with something which is quite cutting edge. Maybe...
How wild. Didn't we have a similar conversation in astrology class?
I wasn't there.
About his transits?
I wasn't there.
Oh.
Well, was I? Was I there?
No.
No, okay. Especially if you've come up with something a bit cutting edge, as I'll go back to it. So just be mindful to whether you necessarily need to go through USPTO, the US Patent and Trademark Office, or whatever, or whether you need to just be able to formally prove a trademark on something. And an easy way to do that, because a trademark, a patent on something, or copyright on something is what I was going to say. Copyright subsists automatically so long as you can prove it. So you've got to have some evidence, even if it's you mail yourself a letter with a postmark on it that states this was the idea that you came
don't
up
open
with,
the
whatever.
letter.
Don't open the letter, because that's enough. But I mean, patents take forever to get. Trademarks take forever to get. But I don't know. I feel there's something very important that you've stumbled on, whether it's a process improvement but I feel it's something good. But don't let somebody have it away from you, mate. All right?
He said it's the same card as last week, and I swear I'm having a deja vu to astrology transits. All right, Lori, our Lori.
There's a message there, then, Yoff, isn't
there?
Oh,
Lori.
Oh no! Stop.
Fives are a little bit of a struggle, and I think this is also much like the decision of what is real and what's an illusion, and what should I fight for and what should I not fight for. I think figure out what is right for you, and the heck with what other people say is right for you. And try to get yourself back on the path you want to be on, back into the routine and the space and the social things that you want to participate in. You're in some sort of challenge phase, but it's nothing that you can't fight your way out of.
There you go.
Jess.
Jess, hello Jess. How you doing? Oh, bit of mixed signals going on. Hey, come here.
Keep them at bay.
Come here. Come here.
Boundaries.
So, yeah, sometimes, healthy boundaries are an important thing to prevent you from being used and abused, for want of a better word. So it's important to have healthy boundaries. And, you don't need to run anybody through. Just just be clear of your what's acceptable, what's okay, and what certainly isn't.
Right. Let them know you're ready to defend yourself.
Yeah, let
even if you
them
don't
know
have
it would be decidedly unwise to test your mettle, shall we say. So that really is it. That's as simple as that. But there you go.
All right. Helena. Sticking out over here.
Look at that.
You are only the prisoner if you think you are the prisoner. You could be the initiate instead.
Where is that?
Right? So you don't need to see to feel. In fact, if you see with your eyes, it can deceive your feelings. So close your eyes and meditate and harness that Mars energy and figure out what you are going to begin, right? And I don't mean go in blind and uninformed. I mean listen and use your other senses besides just sight, because what you see could be deceiving you. What you know and feel could be more important.
Oh, pardon me, excuse me, I'm sorry.
All right, Kimberly.
Hello, Kimberly. This has got to be yours. Oh, communication, love. It's difficult. It's very difficult. And I think this is not necessarily somebody really close to you. I think this may be sort of the work situation.
It's like a breakdown in communication.
Yeah, I think there's just... okay. I think sometimes communication breakdowns can come from not actually speaking out when you should have spoken out. Not necessarily letting somebody have it with both barrels, but, what do you mean by that? Oh, God, I'm so sorry. And that dissolves that misunderstanding. I feel it's something like that I think you're chewing over something where somebody's knocked your nose out of joint or whatever, and they don't realise that they are perhaps being a bit of an a-hole. but they are. So a gentle walk through the garden of enlightenment may be what they need. Yeah. You don't have to destroy the entire building here. Okay, don't go postal.
But a wake-up call is a good thing.
But a gentle walk through the garden of enlightenment, I think, will help ease any misunderstandings. Because
I have Donna. I have Donna. Oh, Donna.
That'll do.
The Earth Mother. This may be that link to the Mars-Venus stuff that's going on. I put out a Mars-Venus alchemy video not too long ago, and I think this is kind of that message for you, that to be the mother doesn't always mean to be the Venus aspect. Sometimes it can be the tough love as well. So you may have to test and adjust some issues that have to do with family. And by test and adjust, I don't mean be two-faced, but I mean figure out the best way to reach someone with the information they need. If you try to reach them in a certain way and they don't get it, then you adjust it and try again. So I think you're going to have to be like that little noisy mother hen, pecking around trying to show people what's best. So it should be an interesting couple of weeks for you. All right, Taylor.
What we got for Taylor? Lots to get on top of, but nothing you can't manage. Nothing you can't manage. You literally tower over your problems here, but you have got to play a bit of a game of whack-a-mole right now, So if you are able to be responsive, if you are on your toes, you will come out of this very, very well, because this does also indicate an improvement in status. But just be mindful that you are being tried right now, and they say you can't lose if you don't play, but you can't win if you don't play either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You may have to engage more fully.
Card of the week.
The card of the week. Dun, dun, dun. Abject fear.
Again, I learn all the time, and I shared with some people that I learned that the Coronis, Saturn's ancient name Coronis, is where we get the word chronic from.
It's all to do with time.
So what's happening to us right now in its intensity has been something that has been chronic.
It's been building over
since
time.
the 80s. Right? This has been a chronic thing that's happening here since the 80s. So it's time for us to pull up our big people panties and sort through what's real and what's not, to use whatever power we have to make a difference, and to be the learner and the teacher of the lessons. There are a lot of people who are going to shut down, and there are other people who are going to come to realizations, and they're both going to need support.
There you go.
What you want to say about it?
Yeah, again, as well. Yeah, I know in Muggledom, I mean, we have a completely different understanding of what this card is. As readers than most people who would see it, who just come for a reading and go, oh my God, the devil's scare, scary, scary, scary,
I'm stuck.
Satan. Is it, could it be Satan?
Well, the one word for this card is usually in books bondage.
Oh, hello.
But the nooses are big enough they could slip them off. They just don't see how yet.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but whips and chains excite me.
Well, there you go.
Moving on. No, this card does instill fear in a lot of people if they don't know about it, especially if they've been raised on the Christian myth and subscribe to the idea of abject evil and Satan and all that kind of stuff. It ain't that at all, because every bit, even the devil bit, Diwali, it's all about light. It's all about light. And the thing is with this card, ask yourself, are you being rational? You know what I mean? Because was it Ghostbusters where he says, I'm sorry, whatever your name is, I'm scared beyond the point of rational thought. It's like something like that, which is a very well reasoned sentence, but yeah, it's are you being rational right now? Or have you
Lost your head?
Have you lost your head? Have you succumbed to fear and lost the ability to process clearly? And
Yeah.
And that I think is the message here, that there's an awful lot weighing on our fears right now, deliberately so, to disempower you, to make you feel frightened, to make you feel afeared for everything. And again, I think there's always this like oversoul kind of thing goes on every time we get together, and there's been like a theme of that.
There always is, yeah.
So
depending on who shows up and what their the energy is of the day, really.
Love is the most powerful force in the universe. There is nothing that can trump it, pun intended. So there, let's spread the love. Let's support one another. Let's be the light. But that doesn't mean walking sheepishly into a gas oven either.
No.
So
No, and if you think about it, you can do something. You may be restricted financially. You may be restricted physically. You may feel compromised emotionally, right? You may be really stressed out mentally, but you could still do something, right? All this Aries energy, all this Mars energy begs for an action.
it does.
We all can do something. And sometimes it is a big personal sacrifice. But at this point, what you sacrifice could save your country. You'll be worse off if your country is sacrificed. And I'm not trying to be a crazy, dramatic conspiracy theorist, but we all need to do our part. You can do something, right? Be part of your community. Boycott what you need to boycott. Offer healing and help to others. Do something. If you think about it, you can figure out something you can do. I'm not saying everybody is fit and financially able to travel to their state capital or to Washington, D.C., and that can hold a flag or a poster and march in the cold for hours. No, we don't all have to do that, but we all have to support the people who are doing that in some way, whether that means dump Amazon or sign off of some sort of social media. Do your part, and then we can all take solace in knowing we did something.
Call your representative.
Yes, you can
your
make a
elected
phone call.
representative. Well, whatever side of the aisle they're on, call them and say you need to do something here.
Right. In fact, there's even, if you go out and look, there are scripts. So you don't have to think, oh, well, I couldn't think of what to say. There are scripts that say, offer this, ask this, vote, stress your position for that. So you could use a script. You don't have to think of it on the fly. Right?
Exercise your constitutional rights or risk losing them.
We're there. We're there. We've been talking about it for months and months and months. And we're clicking awfully close to the top of the roller coaster, and there's no seatbelt to buckle up.
So, and, support the likes of us.
They are.
You guys are, yeah. But I mean, if somebody's come across this, which the more you guys interact with us, whether it be chat when we're live,
Or if you watch it later.
or super chat, or super stickers, or super thanks, or anything like that, that helps us. Well, it helps us influence the algorithm, which just likes to want to hold us somewhat obscure. We think we got a half decent message, so we would love it if you guys evangelized us a little bit, for want of a better word. And so you guys have persuaded us to start the book club tonight. We'll get our heads together. We've got an inkling of what we think we're going to start with.
It's all good.
Not that we thought about this before or anything, but I think it's good, and I just love the way that there's so much energy coming into our channel right now, and we'd love it if you guys are just like, if you can afford to join the academy, that's fantastic, because there's so much you get with that.
But if not, you can do your part by, just like we've said before, put a video on, turn the sound off, and set a playlist of our videos, turn the sound off, and just let it go. You're helping.
A little bit. The most important thing you can do is interact. Because that interaction, like mash that heart button just now, and when we're off at the moment, like the video as well after the event. The more likes and comments and interactions we get, the more the algorithm raises an eyebrow and goes, oh, there's something going on here. People want to.
And I know that, I'm not delusional. I know YouTube and Google are a big corp as well.
Oh, hell yeah.
But I'm thinking that, Facebook and Twitter and TikTok are going to be seriously compromised.
Well, we know Twitter is. Twitter's just a mouthpiece of Musk, so and suppresses all sorts of stuff on there.
So this is probably where our community is going to be the safest. Right? And there's a community board, too, if you want to post things on there. Here on YouTube, you can go to the community.
Yep, we have a little community page, so interact with that as well. So there you go. Thank you, guys. It's been a pleasure.
As usual, we have many miles to go before we see you at 8 o'clock.
Yes, we have much to do. We have to go do our administration and all that sort of stuff.
Peace and blessings. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And
we'll see you soon.
And thank you all for the super chats. They're very, very much appreciated.
It does make a difference for our channel. So
it does. Seriously. Even if it's like $1 or $2, it makes a massive difference to how we're seen. And I think we're starting to get a little bit of traction. And that'd be great, if we can get a bit more traction and a bit more traction, and we can bring more like-minded individuals together, that builds an energy all of its own.
Right.
And is wonderful. So
Alrighty.
Thank you from the heart of our bottoms.
Peace.
No, the bottoms of our heart. I knew it was something like that. All right. Have an amazing day.
So wacky.
We'll see you for book club at 8. All right?
Thanks. Bye.
All right. Take care. Bye.